Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now January 13th of 2022, and ever since the very end of The Mandalorian Season 2 and The Bad Batch, a lot of Star Wars fans around the world have truly been very much intrigued about what's in store by George, John, and Dave, and exactly what they're really going to be able to provide when it comes to mixing together with Star Wars Legends and the new Star Wars canon under Disney's wing. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way, guys, I am on Twitter at Mike01 if you guys want to go ahead and give me a follow on there. I do post a couple of entertaining things from time to time and really make sure to interact with you guys further. So we're now in a very interesting phase of Star Wars, given that we are already on the Book of Boba Fett Chapter 3 and approaching Chapter 4. So we already have just a handful of episodes left until we get the final one by this February. That of course is until we move on to the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series marketing run, which is going to begin sometime in mid to late March. So looking forward to that as well. Now, everything ranging from TV shows like The Book of Boba Fett, as well as Mando Season 3, to the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series, there is a lot more in store for what's going to be unveiled at Star Wars Celebration this year, which takes place in May. So we have people like Bob Chapek out there, Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, George Lucas, that are all going to be able to share the stage to really unveil all these new projects, be it TV shows, whether it's live action or animated, or the new Star Wars films that are set to be announced as well at Star Wars Celebration. That's really going to raise the bar of what's to come in the new Star Wars universe. So on top of all of this, what's even all the more intriguing has everything to do with Lucasfilm's Kathleen Kennedy and everything that there has to do with Bob Chapek, the Disney CEO. So we already know that there's been a lot of things happening behind the scenes over at Lucasfilm lately. So on top of all of this, now that both Disney and Lucasfilm are focused on the new Star Wars projects like Star Wars Ahsoka and the Kenobi series, it's described that both Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni have been making key changes behind the scenes over at Lucasfilm in order to regulate the direction of the brand moving ahead. However, one key plan that Disney CEO Bob Chapek has in store involves Lucasfilm's Kathleen Kennedy and what they are up to in order to replace her as the president of Lucasfilm. Now, further, it's described that Bob Chapek is already well into the talks with the higher-ups over at Disney in order to replace Kathleen Kennedy with a new president to take over Lucasfilm by the end of this year. Initially, Chapek wanted to do this in 2021, however, got held up with no candidates ready to take on the role as president, which forced Disney to keep Kennedy on for quite some time. So now things are beginning to shift over at Disney, of course, because Disney's higher-ups have had enough of what Kennedy is doing with the Acolyte TV series for Disney+. It's noted that just recently Kathleen Kennedy ran into some more problems with the Acolyte series that involves Leslye Headland, and principal photography is getting yet another delay as of right now. So I don't know if you guys knew this, but the Acolyte TV series, alright, is a particular TV show that has had a lot of issues for the past pretty much 10 months now, through different, varying degrees. We've had, moments where Kathleen Kennedy was firing co-writers or directors, or even having some creative differences with Leslye Headland, and even having some issues with the budget here and there. There's been a lot of issues with the Acolyte TV series, and there is more to talk about right now, but one thing I can say is that everything related to the Acolyte TV show is that it's not looking good. It's not looking bright for Kathleen Kennedy, as this is basically her only chance to kind of leave some form of legacy of hers behind, and it's not looking good for her, honestly, as a creator, as a producer, whatever have you. We already know that she's making a lot of the creative calls in the Acolyte TV show. She's pretty much telling Leslye Headland what to do with this new Star Wars TV show that's going to take place at the very end of the High Republic era. So that's another thing to take into effect here, is that the Acolyte TV series is indeed a High Republic-oriented Star Wars TV show, so let's not forget about that. It's going to have some Episode 1, The Phantom Menace retcons, which does worry me as a fan quite a bit. It does worry a lot of fans out there as well on how, significant those retcons are really going to be to the Phantom Menace for the Acolyte TV show. That's one thing to also think about. But here's the other thing that's very much intriguing that involves Kathleen Kennedy, alright? So Chapek is said to have 3 new candidates to take on the role as Lucasfilm's president come, of course, 2023, to replace Kathleen Kennedy in order to take care of Star Wars and other franchises a part of Lucasfilm. So this in turn has led to Disney higher-ups to finally make up their decision to replace Kathleen Kennedy as the president of Lucasfilm. Chapek's plan is to bring in creator George Lucas to take over the role as president temporarily by the end of this year before they bring in their permanent solution by the very early stages of 2023. Now, Chapek is said to have 3 new candidates, alright, in order to take care of Star Wars and other franchises a part of Lucasfilm. Additionally, it's said that even Jon Favreau is on the list of those candidates to take over the role of Lucasfilm's president if he chooses to. So, I don't know about you guys, but I feel that Favreau would be delighted to take the role as president of Lucasfilm, but he's a busy guy on the creative end. He's going to be writing and directing a lot of new Star Wars TV shows, and he's even becoming a part of the new Star Wars movies in a sense as a co-writer. We'll talk about that a little bit later. There's a lot in play here for Jon Favreau. I mean, he's got a lot of work going on for the Star Wars universe at heart. So far, the Book of Boba Fett, it seems like that a lot of Star Wars fans are having mixed feelings on the show. That's one thing that I am beginning to realize more and more. I will say that Episode 2 was a very strong episode, and Episode 3 had even stronger points. But when you look at Episode 3 in its entirety, I believe it does have a lot of moments that could have needed some work here and there. But overall, there is a lot of, work at play here for the Kenobi series, the Ahsoka show, stuff like that that's more in tune with the Force. Those shows in particular, I believe, are going to be the most successful, to tell you guys the truth. I really do believe that, because not only will they have a higher budget, they're also going to have more, Star Wars lore embedded within it. So, on top of this, alright, getting back to Kennedy, now, the major problems by Kathleen Kennedy with the Acolyte series so far have cost Disney tons of revenue, to the point where they cannot deal with more delays and or issues behind the scenes of the series. Disney is already planning on only having a minimal marketing technique for the Acolyte series, as an extensive marketing run would only cost them more revenue on top of what they had lost through Kathleen Kennedy's problems with the show. Now, Chapek realizes that this show is in Kennedy's contract and that she is able to do as she pleases with all of it. However, Chapek and the higher-ups recently lowered the budget of the Acolyte series in order to save money based on the revenue they had lost due to script changes, which in turn led to a loss of already built sets based on the script that has actually been torn down. Now, Disney is making sure to replace Kathleen Kennedy by the end of this year to focus strictly on treating Star Wars in a more respectful way than ever before in order to regain many of the lost fans, as well so that the franchise can survive and thrive. So, like I say, guys, I think that Chapek knows what he's doing. He knows what's at stake. He really does believe in Star Wars and the vision of George Lucas, and how Favreau and Filoni really are steering things in the right direction. So let me know what you guys have to say about all of this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to let me know what you think about all of that below, and if you guys overall, have anything to say about this, I would love to hear everything that you guys have to think about below in the comments. Overall, guys, I thank you all so much for the great support, and I'll catch you guys next time.